Hello everyone, my name is Petru and we are here on Code Live, and the topic of today's video is how to increase your productivity. I will give you 3 very simple tricks that you can apply right now if you want to become a successful software developer, but you have a full-time job or you have school or you have any other duty that consumes a lot of your time. Because a lot of times, the biggest problem that our clients face at Code when they want to work with us and become successful software developers is the fact that they don't have enough time for learning. So usually people learn their job when they are in school, when things are much easier and they don't have that many duties. And as time progresses, it becomes more difficult to make a change, because your schedule becomes more and more crowded. It becomes fuller as you advance in life, and this is something that I fight against, and it's something that I also struggle with. So as I started having a business, as I started to become better at coding, I got multiple activities that I need to attend to, and I had to develop a very efficient system, first of all for myself, in order to be very efficient and accomplish all my tasks, and also for all my clients that need to become software developers but they can't invest more time. So most of the people that I work with have at most 2 hours a day that they can spend learning how to code, and obviously a bit more during weekends. So the question here is not how to get more free time for coding, because that most of the times that's impossible if you have a full-time job, and if that job is demanding, even spending 1 hour a day can be a pretty tough challenge. The question today is how to spend your time more efficient, how to get more out of your time, because this is something that a lot of people are neglecting. They neglect the fact that our brain doesn't have the same capacity throughout the whole day or throughout the whole week. And if you are clever, you can optimize your learning schedule in such a way that you can learn more by spending the exact amount of time, sometimes even less time. So I will show you 3 very important tricks that you can apply right now in order for your learning to become more efficient, and in general, not only learning, but in general, what I mean by that is your mental capacity, your mental productivity. So if you want to be more efficient, pay attention. I highly recommend you also take notes and start applying those tricks right after I end this video. So the first thing that a lot of people neglect is planning your time. And planning your time, I have 2 suggestions for planning your time. First of all, you need to plan your time 1 week ahead. So what I like doing when I have busy periods is on every Sunday night to plan my next week. And I'm sitting maybe for half an hour, sometimes even more, and I'm thinking about all the activities that I need to do the next week. Maybe I need to clean around the house. Maybe I need to get some stuff, or maybe I just have some very important meetings that I need to attend to, and I don't want to be taken by surprise and have to cancel other activities. So the way I do it is that on every Sunday on every Sunday evening, I open up my Google Calendar and I block every event that I need to do. And that evolved into having a weekly routine. So now I don't even need to spend half an hour, because every week looks kind of the same. Obviously, when I'm not on a holiday, but every week looks kind of the same, and I only need to add the non-recurring things like having my teeth checked, or getting some dental work, or whatever can happen. Another very important thing is to also plan your next day in advance. So, for example, if today is Saturday, on the evening, I will plan ahead the day of Sunday, because as the week progresses, as the time passes, there might be some unexpected things that you need to do during the week, and you'll have to move some activities. And you might think, well, why is this planning so important? Why do I need to spend some time every day, open up my Google Calendar and move things around and block times? Because usually I'm good at rescheduling stuff, and I'm usually attending to all my tasks. Well, the answer is simple. Whenever a new activity arises, you will be tempted to cancel your learning activities, or maybe to fragment the learning time. And by fragmenting your learning time, you're basically taking away your focus from the learning part. You attend to some other tasks, like maybe you have to make a phone call, or you need to buy groceries, or things like that, or you maybe need to call a repairman because your heating just broke. And after you solve this issue, you need to bring your focus back to coding. And that won't be very good for your brain, because it takes some amount of time just for starting to become focused, just for entering that deep work state where you're very concentrated and you are assimilating information at the right speed. So instead of that, you need to plan those times around the learning time. So don't fragment your learning time, and try to compromise from other activities. So instead of taking away maybe 1 hour from your learning time for buying the things that you need for your house, use maybe some other time. Maybe cut off some relaxation time. I know that's not very pleasant, but this is a thing that you can do. Or maybe cut out from other activities. Maybe you can leave work early, half an hour or 1 hour earlier, or you can cut off some different things. But don't cut off, first of all, learning, and second, sleep. Don't cut off those two things. So another very important thing, and this also goes into this scheduling your time part, is to schedule learning the first thing in the morning. So a lot of people are putting their learning time last thing in the evening, and I was guilty of doing that myself when I was studying English. I studied a lot of English, and I still do, in order for my teaching to be very accurate and on point. And I would always postpone my English learning time until the evening, because I had some urgent tasks that I needed to attend to. But what I saw was that if I moved my English time, my English learning time in the morning, I would be more efficient and better focused at learning, because your brain is most focused and is mostly in shape during mornings. And as the day progresses, if you don't take a nap, or you don't rest your brain in any kind of way, your brain will become more tired, and that means that your learning speed will decrease. You'll become slower. And this is very obvious, but unfortunately people just don't do this. They don't realize that by maybe moving their waking up time 2 hours early, and also the going to bed time another 2 hours early, they increase their learning efficiency, and sometimes you can even cut in half the time required for you to become a programmer. So keep this in mind whenever you don't want to wake up at 5 or 6 a.m. but you want to spend the night learning how to code. My recommendation is to have your learning time the first thing in the morning. And this brings us to the second thing, which is the first thing in the morning that you do before learning, is to check your schedule, to build a mental map inside your mind, so that you know which activities you have and when do you have them. And this is a very important thing in habit building, because you won't be able to build a habit from day one. You won't be able to follow everything that you planned in the Sunday when you plan your week, or the day before, and you will have to make some kind of adjustments in the way. But what happens for most people is that those adjustments become the norm. So for example, the first day that I start learning, I won't wake up at 5 o'clock because my body is not yet used to that. So I might wake up half an hour early, but I still won't have time to study. And then, if I don't check my schedule, I will forget that I need to go to bed early. And I will stick back to my initial routine, to my initial habit, which is something that you need to break, you need to change. So by checking your daily schedule every day, you will have a very good image about how you should spend your time in that day, and you won't be that tempted to go to bed late or not to wake up early in the morning the next day. And you also won't forget about planning your next day, because if you remember, the first hack that I presented you was to schedule your time every day for the next day. So don't forget, the first thing in the morning is to check your schedule, to make sure that you know it, you memorize it. And then the next thing is to start learning. And only after you learn for at least 1 hour, you can move on and do the next things, like going to work and stuff like that. And then the last important thing is to make a to-do list for the small tasks that you need to do during the day. And this is important because you need to have a continuous flow while you are learning. So imagine that you need to buy groceries, you need to make an appointment to the barber, and small things like that. And if you don't have a to-do list, what happens most of the times when you are learning how to code is that your mind becomes in some sort of way more relaxed, and it starts having ideas. But in the beginning, those ideas won't be about coding. Those ideas won't be about anything that is related to learning. Those ideas will be, hey, knock knock, you forgot to buy water. You need to go to the store and buy water. Otherwise, you'll be thirsty in the morning and you won't have anything to drink. Or another idea, knock knock, your hair is too long. You need to make an appointment to have your hair cut. And if you don't have that to-do list, and if you don't plan your time ahead, you'll be very tempted to pause your learning and to call your barber for making an appointment, or you'll be tempted to just go out and do the groceries. And if you do that, you will not follow your schedule by the letter. And you need to follow your schedule in a very strict way if you want to be efficient. I imagine that you want to learn how to code in order for you to change your job. And probably, I'm also making a guess now, you want to change your job because you want more time. Or maybe you already have some time, but you want more money. But money also means having more freedom, which also relates in some remote way to having more time. And if you want to have more time, first thing that you need to do is to spend the time that you got in a very careful and very organized manner. And those are some useful habits that are good for life in general. It's not just about learning how to code and becoming a software engineer, because once you become a software engineer, if you start wasting your time again, you will be in the same place that you started. So you need to pay very close attention to that. And if you want to stick to those habits, and you want to have a bonus hack, a bonus advice, this bonus advice is to set up some rewards for yourself. So if you can follow your time schedule during an entire day, you should reward yourself. And this reward shouldn't be big. Like, you shouldn't pay yourself $1,000 for following one day of time schedule. But this can be as simple as buying a chocolate or eating a chocolate if you followed your schedule as you wanted to. Or you can reward yourself with 20 minutes of your favorite TV series, or you can reward yourself with whatever small thing that you want. And this is very good to do, because it will help you build your habit. Usually us humans are very lazy, and in order for crushing that laziness, is not enough to just have a long-term goal that you will think about when you start to feel the laziness. You need to also have some short-term rewards. It's super difficult to think about the time you'll be a programmer and earning a few $1,000s a month if that time won't be tomorrow or the next week. And that's the reason why we are setting those rewards. It's easier for you to think that at the end of the day, if you are learning and following your whole schedule, that you'll eat your preferred chocolate, or that you'll watch your favorite TV show. And this is something that worked in an amazing way for me, and it's a trick that I'm using every day when I feel overwhelmed, when I feel that I have too many tasks and I want to relax. Usually I set that relaxation time as a reward for doing everything from my to-do list and for following my time schedule strictly. So I hope this was very useful for you. I hope you will apply all those things, you will put in practice, and let me know how they worked. And also, if you have any kind of comments or questions, don't forget to write them below. And the last important thing that you need to know is that we offer a free course. So if you want to learn how to code, if you want to make your first step towards becoming a programmer, you can go on wellcode.com and register over there. It is completely free, and as a bonus, our team of experts will be there every day from Monday to Sunday and will answer all your questions, all your technical questions. So at no point during this free course you will be alone. So I highly advise you to go on wellcode.com, register for a free account, and start learning. I wish you all the best. I wish you a very productive next week, and I hope you'll get the best results when learning how to